Welcome to the Spare Parts Racing Podcast, your podcast for all things motorsports. With your hosts, Sean Chavarella, Stephen Clary, and Taylor Moore.
Hear that music?
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Spare Parts Racing. I'm your host, Sean.
I'm Steven.
And I'm Taylor.
And friends, I hope we all recovered from this weekend from lack of sleep because it was Rolex 24-hour weekend. And everyone, how did you do for that?
Honestly, you know what? Pretty good. Got a good night's sleep. Went to bed at 12:30. Woke up at like 7:30. So I just missed like the bunch of hours overnight that had like what, 3 cautions, 3 full course yellows I think I missed.
That is fair. Yeah, that's a really good starting point. Is how did we all watch it? And how many hours of the 24 did you cover? So Taylor, what did you have, like 15?
Yes, 15. Better than, well, I guess not better than the first year because I was there, or last year. So 15. 15
watching is not bad. I think that's a good number. In 24 hours, you're over half.
I think it's respectable.
Like, for context, don't forget, only like 3 hours of the race was on like broadcast TV.
Yeah.
Steven, what
about you guys?
Well, in terms of staying up to watch it, cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Okay.
You're a lying son of a bitch. You went to bed way before me.
I went to bed at so I did the first 10 and a half hours, 11 hours, just straight through. Because I went to bed around midnight.
Yeah, that would have been like 10 hours max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it started at 1:30, right? Or like 1:40, I think it started.
That's true. That's true.
So that's
Yeah,
like 8 hours for you, Steven, actually. It's like 8 hours and 20 minutes.
How's it 8 hours?
Because it started at like 2 o'clock.
Yeah, it was like
1:40.
1:40, I think, by the time that the green flag was thrown.
Anyway, on this episode, we tried to do math, apparently.
Yeah. Apparently.
I will fully admit
Anyway.
I'm the worst at math. Anyway, okay, so Steven, you went to bed around midnight, and then what?
Then probably started watching it around 7:30, right till the end.
I hate
Okay,
you guys
so
much.
Why?
What did you do?
Oh, I went to bed at 6:30, or no, 6:30, 2:30. Got up at 6:30, checked in, went back to bed, then popped up at 7 to continue watching.
Okay, so you certainly watched the most out of all of us again.
Yeah.
I had, I think, almost like 19 hours of the 24.
Well done.
Wow, well done. Well done, Sean.
Okay,
You get the award.
I'll be honest. It was not the Sunday night sleep. It was last night, Monday, that that was the recovery sleep. I'm just like, okay, I'm out, and then I wake up. I'm like, wow, I needed that sleep.
Yep.
But
That's how it goes.
I really seriously wish that I slept well last night, but I did. What's funny is last night I could not sleep until after 3 in the morning. I'm like, why could I not have done that during the Rolex?
That's fair. I'm like, I could have powered through, I think, like staying up past 2:30. The reason I didn't was because like I just didn't really want to piss off Sarah, and like I watched it here in this chair.
Oh,
Like, so like,
uncomfortable.
I
after,
wasn't
like, a
really,
little bit.
yeah, like, but I think it helped me stay up too, because like I wasn't really comfortable. I'm just kind of sitting up straight, just watching screen. So it was good. It was a fun race to watch. Nighttime is definitely more kind of, I would say the first shit hitting the fan was kind of that nighttime.
Yeah, was that
Or I
the
guess
big like
The dusk time.
incident with?
Yeah.
Dusk.
And then in the morning, fucking spicy morning that we'll talk about. But
That was spicy.
yeah, I'm glad everyone enjoyed the race. We seem to have watched a good chunk of it. I feel like there wasn't a part of the race none of us were watching. Well, except like the hours of like 2:30 to 6:30. But there wasn't a whole lot that actually happened in that for once.
No, there wasn't a lot that happened apparently, and not one person stayed up to watch past, I think, 3 in the morning at Peter's. Like, everybody was sleeping by 3 a.m., if not
Cowards.
earlier.
Yeah, that's not bad. I kind of wish I wish I had a watch party to be like, I'm gonna stay up. Screw you.
You would have.
Yeah, I can exist on spite very well.
We know this about
Exactly.
you, yes.
Can
Confirm.
So
Anyway.
yeah, race as a whole. What did you guys think? Like, are you satisfied with the race? Like, to me, this was one of, I think, the all time Rolexes.
Yeah. You had a good finish or a close finish in 2 of the classes, right? GTD Pro and LMP2 were both pretty close finishes. Considering it's a 24-hour race.
The
not
GTP is still within 2 seconds. That's still a pretty close finish.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Trying to remember what the GTD difference was. Actually, GTD was close too.
Yeah, like
Like
everything was
LMP
pretty
was
close.
the only one that wasn't close, and that was still 30 seconds, which again, over 24 hours. That's still a close finish.
The LMP2s didn't have a close finish, but they had such a dramatic finish. Where I think in the last 3 hours, you had 3 different leaders have an issue.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Just a shit show.
Like, it was fantastic, just the way, like, you saw as the waning hours of the race happened, teams fall out of it. You saw dirty tricks and tactics by teams. It was a very drama-filled 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say it
Except
started.
for when we were asleep.
Yeah, exactly. I thought it started off relatively smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't a whole lot of issues. There wasn't a dentist in the car spinning every 3 laps.
Yeah,
No?
there was
No?
really
Remember that
just
from last year.
yes, we remember.
I-
No, but yeah, it was literally just like small mechanical things. Was it the 63 in the GTP class had their issue, which was terminal in the end?
Yeah,
So
apparently they had an
Yeah.
overheating issue, I think it was, in the Lamborghini.
Rough.
and
Rough.
overheating, which led to a battery issue, which I think it was just one thing led
It
to another.
fried.
They were just like, yeah, the engine was just straight cooked.
The car fried 34 laps in, and that was unfortunate. Like, I feel bad for anyone that really thought like Lamborghinis were going to be competitive. Oh, that's just unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
That's foreshadowing for later when we talk about our predictions. Sorry, Taylor, you mad?
I'm not mad. For
But
the listeners, I'm rolling my eyes because I know what he's referring to. Poor
besides,
Grosjean.
yeah, well, didn't even get in the car.
Yeah, it's true. That sucks even more.
Yeah, exactly. Besides,
Imagine prepping
that.
for that game.
everyone else put in, I thought, a good effort. Like,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, Rex kind of came into it. That kind of took some guys out. Most teams that had any kind of issue managed to get the car kind of back out there, like at some point.
Yep. And even if it was falling apart, they taped it up.
Yeah, it was. Did you see some of the images of some of the cars, like the close-ups after 24 hours? And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
amazing how fucking damaged they get.
They're so damaged. They're like, they're beat up.
They
They
are.
are very beat up.
24-hour races are fantastic for that. To be like, wow, this car was beautiful and pristine going in, and it looks like hammered shit afterwards. Even the winner's cars just look awful.
Yeah.
But like I said, speaking of winner, we should talk about the number 7 Porsche Penske 1. That's driven by Flippin Nasser, Nick Tandy, and who's the last one?
Lawrence
Vanthoor?
Vanthoor.
or Vanthoor?
Vanthoor.
Vanthoor. Okay. Lawrence
Vanthoor.
Yeah, I think they definitely deserve that win. As
Yeah, they had
close
a good-
as it got,
Good race.
they were always there. They were always in the top. The Porsches were fantastic. Seeing how close the Acura got makes me disappointed in them because they shot themselves in the foot multiple times with penalties.
Yes.
And I think the Porsches they didn't have a thing go wrong besides like maybe the one pit stop where they were kind of blocking each other.
Oh yeah, that was brutal because the 7's trying to release and the 6 just comes in at this massive angle and nearly hits the wall.
But hey,
I was
it all
dying
good.
laughing at that. Yeah,
But
just
is
literally
that
shoved the car back and out he goes.
Was that not the pit box that like you could see the tape was angled? So like it was on purpose that they came in that way? It looked so weird.
Yeah, a bit on purpose. I'm trying to see if I have it.
Yeah, can you roll the clip that we posted there, Steven? Can you find it?
Yeah. I'm trying to find it. Give me a second.
We had a whole bunch of clips. It's kind of hard to find. So there was so exactly Blue Sky at Spare Parts Racing. But there was so much that happened. Like I'm just trying to see. I can't find it either. But there were so many like little events that happened throughout the race. The Porsches blocking each other is one, but again, no harm, no foul. They come to 1-3, all good. Probably should have been a 1-2, but I guess the 60 came on a charge at the end. The 60 was a fun car also this race because every restart, it was fantastic for the first lap. It would jump up 3 spots and then just get pass and pass and pass as the stint goes on. And like it had me thinking at some point, like they don't have the pace. Like they're not a good car at all. However, as we see, they finished second, despite also having, I think, over a minute in penalties.
Oof, wow.
At one point, they were 58 seconds down because they had to serve a penalty when Dixon got the speeding in the pit lane.
Yep.
Oh, right.
So for them to come back and finish second, I think that's a great effort by the Acura team. Did you guys also see, speaking of Penske winning, Roger's reaction to winning? Yeah, he's just like...
Very good.
He looked half dead, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's old, isn't he? Like, how
Well,
old is he?
and to be fair, maybe he actually did the 24 hours fully.
Apparently he does.
So maybe he was just...
Oh
so
my
I can...
gosh.
If that's the case, or if he's even maybe like getting an hour of sleep or 2...
Oh my
I can't say
gosh.
I can't say my reaction would be much different at almost 30 compared to like what 85, 86.
He's 87.
He's old.
So I can if he actually still stays up and watches like 95% of the race, I won't blame him for that reaction. Just half of that's probably thank fuck it's over.
I can sleep now.
Don't sleep too long,
Yeah, can
Roger.
you
If we want to put
imagine?
you in the box.
Ooh.
It's hard to tell, I feel, if he's sleeping. If they know he needs a constant heart monitor on him. Just to make sure.
Just to make sure. Right.
But yeah, the going back to the Penskes, the 6 did have an angled
Tape.
an angled mark off point, which is interesting because it doesn't look like they could even get out of that spot.
Yeah.
Odd.
Like they
And-
purposely set the pit box up that way, and then when they stopped and you saw the like workers hop over the wall, it looked completely like it took so much more time for them to work on the car that way. So I was really confused what they were trying to do.
That's weird.
Unless it
It
was
was
literally it was literally a let's fuck over our teammates.
And maybe
Which-
it's a decision
Yeah.
by the drivers to be like, how do you want your pit box? And it's like, we want
Yep.
to have a slight angle because we're the car ahead. Maybe
Yep.
there is
Maybe.
some tactics on that, and you're like, hey, just if you're the first car, it's not a problem. If you're the second car, it becomes a problem with the team, as we saw in the one stop. But yeah, going over some other winners of the race, you had Tower Motorsports win in the LMP2. Most notably, I had Sebastian Bourdais on that team, so good for him. In the GTD Pro, you had the Ford Mustang win in that one, and that was the Ford Multimatic Motorsports team. And then all the way in GTD, you had AWA winning in the GTD class. So some pretty good for some of those guys getting their wins. One thing to note also, forgot to mention this in the 7 car. Nick Tandy, first guy ever to win every single 24-hour race.
The Grand Slam.
Right. Yes.
That's a
Good
cool
for him.
milestone, right?
Very. And that would have been like super exciting for him, I'm sure.
Yeah, so just to go over, the 4 races are Daytona, 24-hour, Le Mans, 24-hour, 24-hour of Spa, and 24-hour Nürburgring.
Right.
So
many
to-
24 hours.
But to win all of those is, I think, really impressive.
Very.
Mhm.
It means
Very.
you have to pick the right team. That's and not even like class wins, but overall wins. So you have to pick the right team in the top class. You have to have everything go your way. And you basically have to not have any kind of mechanical failures either. So it's a pretty good record, and probably one that will stand for a while. I don't see a challenge to that one anytime soon.
I am very curious, like who
Who's close?
else could be like in the realm of possibility at this point. Like, there's someone who out there has 2 of
Yeah.
the 4, who's got
Mhm.
1 but is early on in their career and has a heavy focus on driving an IMSA and WEC. It's not like Colton Herta, who's gonna miss half the events because he's got a full-time ride in
Yep.
IndyCar or something. Like, I'm curious
Yeah.
who that next person is.
No, that's true. I'm sure you could look through and see some of the
Mhm.
records going back at least a decade. And that's a beauty with like endurance racing too. As you get older, it actually kind of gets easier for a lot of these guys. Like, you've seen some of these guys who are doing it well into their 40s. Again, if you want to look at Bourdais in his 40s, isn't he?
Yeah, if he's not, he's like very close.
Yeah.
Probably late 30s if that, but let's see. He is 45.
Yeah. Damn. Good for him. Scott Dixon had a good run in his. Like being an older driver, I think, is really good in endurance racing. Yeah. Did you guys have any performances you wanted to kind of shout out? Just be like, I thought this team, this driver, because for me, I have one. But I was gonna say if you guys have anyone.
Who's your one?
Who's your one?
BMW, and
Okay.
specifically Kevin Magnussen looked pretty good.
Oh, he did look pretty good.
You know, coming
Yeah.
out of F1, you know, getting back into IMSA. The BMWs, I think, were the best car of this race. They didn't win. Karma's a bitch if you don't want to talk to BMW. But the BMW car was the fastest car, and I think set the fastest every sector of the track, and I think also had the fastest lap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're the only car that did a time under 136.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, wait, no, there was another one. Oh, wait, no, it was either BMW. So, yeah, the BMWs were fast, but they just didn't have the luck on their side. So I think that was a team I'd like to give a shout out to of good performance. Better luck next time.
Yeah, that team was flying off the start because I think one of the very first clips I took was they had like a 5-second lead and it was like 12 minutes into the race. I was like, what the fuck? How? You've maybe gone through the field once at that point?
Yeah.
How the fuck are you already 5 seconds ahead of the next closest car? And the only thing I think that really stopped them was they had that issue, like a suspension issue or something, right? Later on in the race.
And towards the end, yeah, there was something wrong with the front of the car, and it was bouncing a lot.
It was porpoising towards the bus stop, and then eventually the bumper just sort of fell away, or not fell away, but you could see the front left rubbing against the bodywork, and I think it was even smoking at one point too. So
Yeah, unfortunate.
unfortunate.
They tried. They proved they're fast. Just couldn't do anything.
Unfortunate. Oh well.
Yes. I guess moving on. One thing I want to do for the Rolex is our favorite game. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I want us to give our good, our bad, and our ugly. So we'll start with the good. We'll start with the fun stuff. Taylor, I'll let you go first. What was the good about this race?
Good. Oh,
Sometime today.
I know. I have to think about it, okay? It was a long race. Trying to pick out one good thing. I don't know. The finish. Morad didn't win. Can I say that? um,
Listen, you can explain the Morad hate, and
it's not hate. It's not hate.
you don't even hate him.
Support.
You don't even hate Morad for Morad. You hate the person in your
No.
group that supports them, which I think is even funnier.
Correct. I don't hate him. I just feel like his opinions, like, they're a little much. It's the, like, every time that Morad was in the car, oh, Morad's in the car. It's like, okay, that's nice. But
Settle down.
honestly, overall, I thought the race was pretty good. I thought it was, like, for the most part, pretty clean. I did quite enjoy watching some of the recoveries, and when you're like, ooh, the suspension is gone, that pull toe's not going to go very well. Fumbling's always funny. Yeah, but I thought, like, honestly, I thought it was actually, like, pretty clean. I think that was good. It was just a good race overall. The
Fair
good
enough.
is the overall.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Steven?
Probably something that we already touched on, which was the parity, I guess, in between the cars within the same class. A lot of close racing, passing for position throughout the race. It wasn't just, right off the start and right at the end. You could see battles on track, which I don't think we always get necessarily. You get more of the strategy and timing at the pit stops. So I don't know. Maybe it's just the fact that it seemed to me like a little bit more than the last couple of years, that it was a little bit closer throughout the race, and you had guys wanting to make moves on track.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
For me, this is a very Homer opinion. The good is Canada for this race.
They were damn good.
They were good.
Canadian race teams won 3 out of the 4 classes. The overall winner and the winner in GTD Pro was Canadian Built Cars, Multimatic. That is a Canadian company in the very town that I'm in right now.
Yep.
They're out of
right.
Markham. So
They're right at what? Warden and something. They're close. They're very close.
14th, maybe? I don't know.
That was good, and I think
so. Like, it was a great day for Canada and therefore the world. And yeah, I think it's fantastic how well Canada did. And a quick little aside, I think it's terrible that you had 3 Canadian teams essentially winning the biggest endurance race in North America. Not a peep in any kind of coverage in any kind of Canadian sports news or anything like that. And also, it's kind of sad.
Sad. It is kind of sad. But, like, maybe as IMSA grows, maybe coverage will too in Canada, because, like, it's not like Canadians do bad at Daytona. Like, it's not uncommon for the Canadian teams to do well. So it'd be nice to get a little bit more coverage up this way.
Actually, I thought coverage was fantastic. That could be also under the good. It's international coverage. You had so many options. You had YouTube. You had IMSA TV. You had Yar Matey. Like, you could get... what? Am I wrong?
Yar Matey?
The pirate's life for me. You need to, but if you wanted to maybe infect your computer with malware, there were better options, but you could have.
You could.
That would be a choice. That would have been a choice, considering IMSA has all 24 hours commercial free.
It was fantastic. I loved it so much.
Yeah.
I did turn over to the Peacock coverage on the Yar Matey, just to kind of see.
It's not full pirate.
Yeah, it's half pirate. It's privateering, let's say.
Well,
there you go.
I mean, apparently it's legal.
Exactly.
So technically, technically it's fine.
It's a 2019 Ferrari F1 engine. Let's put it that way.
There's a gray area there.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
it's
right.
technically legal.
It's not explicitly illegal.
Anyway, so I hopped onto that, and when the second commercials came off, I'm like, bye. Like, why do we have this? Anyway.
Yeah.
So no, thank you.
So yeah, moving on to the bad. Back to Taylor for the bad.
The big crash that took out the FAF, that took out Rexy's opportunity to win. I was very sad. That was a bad moment for me. I was sad to see that. There were so many people wrapped up in that too.
That was a
40.
huge crash. The 40
was a
lost
huge
it
crash.
on its own.
Oh.
Hit the barrier, just came right across the track, and everyone's like, "Wow, where am I supposed to go?"
And I can't remember what the number of the other car, but like it was some big hits. Like, must have been hurting bad, because that was, it looked awful. But yeah, I was sad to see. It was funny because in the room when that happened, we were like, oh, no, because like one by one, the people, or like the teams we were cheering for, the cars that we were cheering for, just got taken out one by one, and we're like, are you kidding? And then when they showed the fast, we were all like, you gotta be kidding me, like throwing our plaid. Just like, oh well, sad for Hinge, because he was in the car, right?
Yeah, I think he was actually at the time. We did talk about this in our preview show. The FAF is cursed.
FAF is cursed.
They've been cursed for a little while there, and yeah, they did not. They got caught up in that, and they did not finish after that. They were done. But I think that crash was hilarious for the bad for all of us, because we all had a guy in that car, like in that wreck.
We did,
like of all our predictions, Steven lost his GTP prediction. I lost my LMP2. You lost your GTD, I think. So it's like, well, great, okay. We're all involved here. Nice, good job.
Yep, and 5 cars in total, which is brutal.
Yep.
The one really scary part was you saw Rexy sitting in the middle of, I think it was the 40 and the 2, and it's like, we lost Rexy. What the fuck? This is the worst thing ever. Just gonna turn this off and go to bed. But thankfully, Rexy made it out alive.
Rexy did survive.
He did survive. It just meant that he wasn't gonna win.
Yeah. I mean, how can you with that fantastic Ford? Listen, I was happy for the Fords. I really was. Anyway, Steven, bad for you.
Bad. I'm gonna try and make this work. I think going forward, putting cars back out is gonna get a very bad rep based on what happened in GTD Pro with the BMWs and the Corvette. That being what pissed the back marker BMW just sort of blocking Tommy Milner and pissing him off. Like, it was both amazing, but I think this is going to be such a interesting point going forward about how back markers are dealt with.
Because so you're bad as the whole BMW blocking situation.
BMW blocking, yeah. And basically how that turned out, because I think, I'll be honest, I think the 3 got screwed, or was it the 4? The 4 got screwed.
The 4.
Yeah. The 4 got screwed out of a possible class win. Yeah, because they were all over the back of that second BMW, which was like 12 laps down or something in the class, not just overall.
They got screwed, but they also got their revenge later. So
they did get their revenge when they realized it was out of reach. But the sad part is it was out of reach because these cars are so close on performance, but they were still within a second of running, and I was like, sort of like, I kind of wish you didn't do that, because part of me thinks you would have gotten your karma somewhere else down the line with like it was like 2 hours to go.
So yeah, here's my thought on that situation though. When it comes to the back marker in that situation.
Yeah.
I think that you should be able to contact the person in front of you if they are actually holding you up and they're lap down. You should be able to move them. Because, okay, Taylor, in IMSA, what is the purpose of the blue flag?
To tell you there is traffic behind you that's faster.
Yes. So that
It's
if you're
basically a like FYI. It's
yeah,
not
it's a courtesy. It's a courtesy flag.
It's a courtesy.
Yeah.
It's not a. It's not a.
It's not an order.
action.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not. It's not like a F1 where it's an order. It's a courtesy flag, and
Mhm.
I think, as a courtesy, you should be. The idea in racing and the gentlemanly thing to do, when faster traffic is approaching, is you do not drive erratically. You do not block. You hold your line and you let them go around you.
Mhm.
If you block, I think you should be moved. And if that was allowed, that would have been a fantastic way to deal with that whole situation, to be like, okay, he blocked, he got moved, move on.
Yeah.
Move on. Yeah.
But instead we had what was it? What number was that?
That was the 48.
The 48
That was blocking.
backed
Mhm.
the 4 into the 1, and the 1
Yeah.
and the 4 made contact.
Yeah, when
Yes.
the 48 or when the 4 finally was able to try and get around.
Yeah.
And basically lost the rear left, I think not a quarter panel, but I guess quarter panel.
Yeah, it's a quarter
Lost
panel.
the rear left. Lost the rear left of the car.
Yeah.
Basically.
Gave us the absolute greatest IMSA moment of the year already. The
Oh,
out
it
the
was
arm burn.
the-
Like,
yeah.
oh my god.
arm.
The Tommy Milner's post stint interview, fantastic. Basically just calling them a bunch of idiots.
But the screenshot
Yes.
of just the full arm out the car, bird back.
When
Yeah.
it's like when the window is literally this big.
Yep, you can't even get a head through
He's-
it. He has his
No,
whole
and
arm.
he 100% took his seatbelts off to do it.
Oh,
like
for sure.
he, sir, was committed
He was out.
to flipping that guy off. He
Yeah.
was out.
And race
It
officials
was
looked in and
so
said,
funny.
saw the seatbelts off. Nah, he's allowed. He
It
can
was
do that.
funny though, because like when I saw that, I just in the room we had just finished talking about the FIA rules, and I was like, "So would you have gotten fined for that?"
Oh, for sure.
100%.
$20,000 or whatever,
40.
$40,000.
Yeah, you know, there's some bird spotting in Daytona. It's common this time of year.
But yeah, I think the backmarker conversation could get pretty bad going forward. That's my way of shoehorning that moment into the conversation,
That's fair.
basically.
Yes.
But realistically, a lot of it is just that was really good and really fun.
That's true. My bad is just a Cadillac. Enough said.
Yeah, fair enough.
Listen, I thought maybe if they changed away from the yellow, they would be better. But no, Cadillac still is cursed. They still get their cars in the worst situations. They had a suspension failure on one that sent I think it was the 31 just into the wall. We saw the 40 get absolutely destroyed. Like there's just, and then the 10 just wasn't there at the end. So Cadillac had a rough 24 hours. So I would say probably that one for my bad.
That's fair.
Of the top teams, they performed the worst. Unless you want to talk about the ugly, which is no, I'm not going to say Lamborghini. I have a different ugly for that. But anyway, what's your ugly, Taylor?
It's funny. My ugly was actually going to be the BMW blocking situation. So we already talked about that.
Yeah, that's right. My ugly was actually just going to be the whole fight between the two of them. Like, just the entire Chevrolet BMW situation, the blocking, the contact, the penalty,
The revenge.
like
The revenge, yes.
the revenge was specifically my point I was going to mention of the ugly. Just like turning them and just being like, yeah, you've ruined my race. I'm ruining yours.
Yeah.
It's petty,
Yeah.
but it's fantastic.
I will say though, there was nothing funnier than watching. I'm pretty sure it was the 4. Keep going around the track with like half the bumper hanging off the car.
Yeah, it was broken, sticking vertically behind it.
It was broken, and I think one of the air shafts or whatever was the only reason that it stayed on the car. But it was funny when they tried to tape it the first time, and the guy like barely got it. Like he was putting the tape on, and the car was just driving off. So you could see that the tape didn't get fully on the bumper, and it just came off anyway. And then the second time he came back into the pits, and they like taped they taped it, they glued it, they like made sure that this bumper stayed on the car. But it was actually pretty funny.
It was. But yeah, unfortunately, yeah, I think we can all agree with that. Steven, you're ugly.
Lamborghini. Like,
Okay, you'll go
that was
for
gonna
it.
that was gonna be
Yeah,
mine.
fair.
Because you show up for a 24-hour race, you don't even make it 2 hours.
Yeah,
that's
sad.
fair.
It's terrible
it's an
showing.
ugly scene to have that happen. It sucks.
I also
Yeah.
kind of want to put for ugly TV coverage for this, like in the States.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
The last hour and a half, I'm pretty sure, was the only part that was like on TV, and like the first 2 hours was like network
Oh.
TV. Then it went to Peacock, and yeah,
Yeah, their
That's
coverage
rough.
is weird down there. It
Yeah.
is.
like at least in Canada, if we didn't have like AIMS TV or YouTube, we could use Rev TV, which also was a good one that we could use.
Mhm.
So like, it's unfortunate that we had all these options here, but in the States, there wasn't a lot of options unless you, I guess, VPN and use the YouTube or AIMS TV.
Mhm.
But for the actual TV broadcast, I was kind of disappointed, and I thought there should be a lot more hype behind sports car racing. As we can see, it's fantastic. Like, anyone can win. You have all these different manufacturers fighting each other. You now have a rivalry between Chevrolet and BMW that you didn't have before. That's going to be so
Yeah,
much fun this
ooh.
season.
I know. I wish
But-
the
All of that was missed.
yeah.
So I would say a little asterisk to the ugly is TV coverage could have been better. It's not terrible. It's not the worst. I just kind of wish it was better.
It's not the best. I'm going to try and phrase this. It doesn't work well between something that's 24 hours long and American TV coverage, which is, if we aren't showing it, we're commercializing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it's hard to get people to put their TV spots on for a 24-hour event.
It is.
So,
Yeah.
So unfortunate, but hey, it was still fine for us, so that's all that matters.
yeah.
Should we go over our predictions now?
No.
I think we have to. We've covered everything. We've talked about the winners.
Yeah, we do. We have to
I
talk about
think
them.
Our thoughts going into the race compared to how it played out, I think, are interesting. So I think we were kind of on some good thoughts there.
Which class are you talking about? Because that
Oh no.
Didn't you
So-
have GTP sort of? You predicted the Cadillac, but didn't you mention you thought the BMWs could be good?
I thought you said the BMWs could be good.
Oh, was
But,
it me?
someone said the BMWs would be good.
Yeah.
None of us picked the BMWs, but
No.
None of us did, but anyway.
So GTP, Sean took the 60, which was second.
So close.
Okay.
I took the 40, which
Took out
I
half the
talked
field.
about. Yeah,
Thanks, asshole.
yep. And somehow wasn't worst in class because Taylor took the 63, which didn't get out of hour 2. So
That's
Classic
Great.
Taylor choice right there.
okay. LMP2. I don't think did we have anyone close in this one?
the highest anyone got was Taylor with 7th
With
in
AO.
the 04. Yep.
Yay! With Bike?
Yeah, they finished 6th in class, Steven.
The 04?
Why'd she the 04? She didn't pick CrowdStrike. She picked the AO. She picked Spike.
I thought you picked the 04. Yeah. Well,
No, I
then-
picked Spike.
okay. Well, one spot off then. I had the 04 down
Not
for
bad.
some reason.
Didn't you pick the 04? Because that was Herta.
Maybe something might have gotten screwed up here
maybe.
when I was writing stuff down. I don't
Uh,
know.
I know Taylor had Spike because she had the AO cars as always.
As always, yes.
So
I like the dragons.
they almost won. Let's be honest, they almost won until they had that failure on pit lane, which may or may not have also been a driver error.
Yeah.
because they locked the gearbox.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's bad. That's
It was bad.
You were so close to having that win, because I think if that didn't happen, they were smooth sailing to the end.
I know, they had really good pace. Oh well. I'll take it.
And then
Pro.
Sean, well, I was gonna say, Sean, you had the 63, which finished 10th.
63. I thought the 64.
No, I had you at this.
Man,
taking the 63.
No, I had the 64 because that
Hold
was
on.
Cindric. How you were
Isn't the
supposed to write this down?
63 Wasn't the 63
Wait, are you
the
ta-
Lamborghini?
Oh wait, no. Are we talking about LMP2? Oh yeah.
Yeah, LMP2.
Sorry. I thought we were talking about GTD. Oh yeah.
GTD, I do have you taking the 64.
Thank you. Okay, I said GTD,
Okay.
so I thought we were moving on.
No,
I did take the what was it? Was it 63?
63.
I don't know. You took some.
63 was the Lamborghini.
That's what I thought. Okay,
Yeah,
so you
yeah.
picked something in LMP2 that. Who did you pick?
I picked. Who was it now? It was
The 73? Ilot?
It was. Who was it? Yeah, maybe it was that one. I think it was because they also
I
got
feel
caught
like
up in that wreck.
Yeah. Which
That
that was a
makes sense.
73
Yeah, I think it was a
Okay.
70.
with
yeah, 73.
Fittipaldi, Ilot.
Yes, that was it. Yeah.
No, something got screwed up when I was typing these in somehow.
Was it just like operator error?
Maybe.
God, you're worse than the
Okay.
77 car.
Yep.
Oh.
Sell digs at both of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
GTD Pro. Sean had the 64.
Yes,
Right.
and like, can I get half points? Because like, I had
No.
a Ford. I just picked the wrong Ford.
No, you
Right
can't get
one.
half points.
Fuck.
The right one.
I showed my work. No.
No.
I went to school with you for 4 years. I know you don't show your work. Fuck off.
You may have well just drawn a Mustang and then that's that. No.
Close enough.
I had the Team Trackhouse 91, and as we already said, Taylor took the 77, which were 9th and 8th, respectively. So,
Okay, so I win that category at least. Okay.
yes.
Yes.
Last but not least, GTD. Sean took the 12, which finished 15th.
They had a terrible fucking day.
Yeah.
Oh,
Womp womp. Terrible.
Here's the worst thing. I'm pretty sure they were the higher of the two cars for Vassar Sullivan, weren't they? Because the 14 also struggled.
Yes.
You didn't take the 007? I thought you took the 007 in the GTD Pro.
I
for some reason.
shouted out the 007, but I
Yeah,
wanted.
and they did.
Vassar
They did
Sullivan.
even. They did even worse.
Yeah,
Yeah, they did
007
even
was
worse.
terrible.
Terrible. Okay, so who did you take again in GTD?
I took the
I took-
12 because
I
I
took the 30.
I had the Lexus.
Who's 12?
Yeah, and I took the 32,
Right.
which
Oh,
was
Kirkwood.
9th. And then Taylor had the 83, which finished 8th.
So that was the Iron Dam. So the best one of our three picks.
Yay, the Iron Dames! I forgot. Yay.
Okay, so I think I won in 2 of them. Taylor won in 2. Steven, you sucked in all of them.
Yeah, I was not good. So Sean, you were off by 30. I was off by, what is this? 36. Taylor's off by 35.
Okay, so
Like your lowest score is 4.
yeah,
If you got every single one right. So
Okay.
we'll take it.
Not bad. Not bad. For like a 24-hour race that has like how many entries in it?
I was 1.3 seconds off from the win. That's all I'm saying.
61 entries.
I was
Pretty good.
Yeah, I was Louis Delatraz away from having a half decent GTP finish.
I mean, I also probably would have done well if LMP2 if Stevens picked and fucking bin it and then come across the track. Thanks,
It
Cadillac.
caused like the biggest crash of the whole race.
Yeah, like what other? I'm just trying to think other instances that happened. You had the BMW one. You had the big one there.
You had United spin at like dusk, and it almost got taken out, and it came back to win.
Yeah, that's true actually.
Oh, yeah.
The 31 that the suspension broke. You had a fire in one of them also. I can't remember who got fire. There was like minor things all around. I also found like I thought the bus stop, not the fucking Le Mans chicane, it's the bus stop.
Stop.
Stop trying to push that on us. Two thoughts on that. There was not a whole lot of action, I thought, through it. Like in the past, you've seen a lot of like contact or guys going off there. But it seemed that it was all in the horseshoes this year. So.
Yeah.
And bring back my fucking grass. I cannot stand the look of just pavement.
Yeah. It's just, it looked kind of ugly.
Honestly,
I agree. Bring back the grass.
Bring back the grass or fucking paint it green.
Yeah.
I hate the look of all of these NASCAR tracks are just paved infield, just solid gray. Like, to be fair, F1 does that. They have all their paved runoffs. They at least spice them up with color. They look good.
True,
but if I'm going down the back straightaway, and like, this is going to be useful for the next in 2 weeks' time when Daytona happens. Same thing. It's just going to be gray on the inside. Like, why can we not paint the apron of the NASCAR tracks? Just an idea.
Good.
If the issue is it costs money, stop being cheap. That's my response.
Yeah.
That won't happen.
It makes the show harder to watch because everything becomes gray and bland. It's a pop of color. Anyway, just think anything else for Rolex?
Yeah, I'm just looking through for other instances, but like. Again, good. Oh, you were just talking about the bus stop. The race-winning move was made in the bus stop entrance between the Porsches.
No, there was a few moves in the bus stops, but I didn't feel like I think a lot of passes happened in the bus stop or in the first corner, but there wasn't a whole lot of like incidents or contacts, stuff like that. Like there wasn't drama in the bus stop. In the past, we've seen a lot more drama and guys maybe shutting the door on guys or, punting guys through the bus stop. There was none of that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my point on that.
Yeah. You had good fights in GTD. We sort of already, or GTD Pro. We sort of already talked about it, but like the number 3 Corvette was also very competitive against the 1.
Yes.
That one was good. And then I don't know if there was really anything else. I'm just looking through all our fucking videos. There's so fucking many.
One thing that we what? Go ahead.
I was gonna say the one thing, and I didn't put this down in my notes. Connor Zilic looked amazing as an 18-year-old in this field.
I mean,
he's 18.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was slamming this drum last year. Why is this now a surprise?
I forgot.
Steven, get off my bandwagon. But he did look good.
Yeah,
Wow.
like
Good for him.
he was ripping around. I think he had one mistake coming off of the super speedway onto the infield, but that was it. Really, he looked really comfortable out there.
I mean,
he's gonna be very exciting to watch.
I would say it wasn't a successful race because he won it last year and didn't this year. So hurts that record for him. He's now 1-2.
Yeah. Oh well.
But yeah, he's a talent. He really is. That's a great segue into what I want to talk about because Connor Zilic, a guy who is known for racing everything, came up through the MX5 Cup. Oh, look, MX5 Cup. Something we were just talking about last week. The second race happened, and half the field got taken out at the start of the second race.
Oh, yeah. That was
The
awful.
onboards are amazing.
The outboards are hilarious. And, like, the memes that came out of it, too. Did you see the one where it's, like, if racing had, like, a group chat of, like, all the drivers? It's just like, two guys, like, yelling at each other, and everyone's just screaming.
Yep.
Some of the onboards, like, some of the defensive driving, I guess, to say, or accident avoidance to weave their way through that. A+. And others where it was like, yeah, I had nowhere to go. The guy in front of me is facing the wrong way. I'm getting hit from the back, and I'm just along for the ride.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like an iRacing
Lobby?
low. I was gonna say low tier iRacing lobby.
Yeah. That was fun. There was that. I also caught I think it was was a VP challenge also. That was a good one to watch. So there was a whole lot of good racing happening all for Daytona. Not just the Rolex, but everything else. And yeah. So I just kind of wanted to shout that out quickly. And anything else for this week to talk about before we wrap up?
Non Rolex related.
I mean, anything else in the world of motorsports?
I was gonna say
Take
that
your
the Alex Palou TV spot that dropped on Sunday during the NFC Championship game.
Haven't seen it yet.
You not seen it? It's been out for
Like
a
3
few days now.
I know. I just haven't seen it yet.
Honestly, I didn't like this one as much as the New Garden one.
Okay, it wasn't going to be as good, I don't think, but it's still like just with how I think it just shows how low a bar it is to get some excitement.
That's fair.
Because like I think Fox is nailing this right now.
Yes.
We'll see how it is in like mid-season, end of season, but
who do you want to see commercials that they do? Because obviously they have New Garden Palou now.
Yep.
Who else would you like to see them get commercials for?
I mean, we talked about it when the New Garden one came out. I think they'll do Herta as another American.
Yeah, Herta will get one.
I wouldn't be surprised if they try and do one of the European, another European, specifically someone from
Sweden.
Yeah, I was gonna say someone who can draw the Formula One fans in with a familiar name, like a Marcus Ericsson.
That was what I was exactly thinking of. I thought, like, for me, if I'm thinking, like, say they have like 3 more of these, I was thinking Marcus Ericsson for sure. Like, they need to do Marcus Ericsson, and he's got a great personality. Of course, he should do it. Also, no, it's terrifying of just to think how long Marcus Ericsson has been in this series.
Yep.
How many
6
years has it been? 6 years? Oh my gosh! Wait,
it's terrifying.
Really?
He was teammates with Hinch. I think we broke Taylor in this one.
Yeah. Where was it on Instagram where they did how many years guys have been in the series? It's terrifying for some of them.
Even Palou's like 5 years, 5-6 years, I think, too.
Okay, here. I'm looking that up. Taylor, we'll do the exact same thing we did with the New Garden TV spot. You can watch it. We'll get your live reaction. And I will find that.
Okay. Is there going to be sperm in this one?
No, there are no
There's
sperm.
no sperm. Okay.
There is oddly sexual tension between a man and the wall.
That's true. That is true.
Isn't that great to say? It is totally true.
Okay.
Why did I say that?
I'm
It's going to
ready.
ruin it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, no, but there's still other good parts. So I
are.
want to let's see the reaction here. But like, because I have other thoughts.
Maybe this is why I just won't watch any of these spots. We'll just do this. Like every new one that comes out, we'll just do this as like a live reaction to these commercials that IndyCar is doing.
What great content. Taylor watches commercials and we react. Anytime you're ready, we did send to you.
Oh.
That kind of, half the purpose of is like, how are you going to see it?
So now we'll switch it up. I found the post. So while she's pulling that up, we have Will Power in year 21. Scott Dixon.
Where did you send it to me?
Wait.
On Facebook.
It's in the group chat.
Oh.
Okay. Steven, save that because I want to guess. I want to guess some of these and see how close I am.
Okay.
Okay. Ready?
Alex grew up practicing.
See, I don't know if this is going to work so well.
Weird tension.
January 1st. Speed reads do not vanish. Racing's what he thinks.
Interesting.
Racing's what he
This is weird.
Racing's what
The milk.
See, like, I do have thoughts on this one too.
Portland again and rent free in 32.
I do enjoy this Ferrucci, like he lives rent free in some drivers' heads, and I think there was a power as well.
Yeah, there's
Power.
Ferrucci. I think there was
Flipping him
Newgarden.
off.
So I was gonna say
And-
that.
Yeah,
The willpower.
That
double
was
word.
that was the first point I wanted to hit on. The fact that someone at Fox thought we need to find a way to fit willpower double birding everybody
double bird.
into a commercial somehow, and they did it, and it's hilarious.
oh, iconic. I will.
I think for me,
You can-
one thing I get from this ad is how Palou is like Verstappen.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's
in
all
this-
racing.
It's just racing. There is no
there's nothing else.
personality. It's
Yeah.
just race.
Yeah, but
That's
that's the great thing that Fox did, is that they were able to spin it into something that is entertaining. Like, this guy just lives and breathes racing. He's sitting on a couch at a party. He's thinking about racing. He's standing randomly in an elevator with some strangers. He's thinking about racing. This is all he does. Come watch it.
I'm pretty sure that's also Steven on like a random Tuesday too at work.
Yeah, that was me earlier today. Yes, maybe.
See, you're just like Palou.
With the racing talent.
Or any
Right.
life success actually.
Okay. All right.
Just-
Okay.
Just totally unacceptable.
Yeesh.
That was
Oh.
a
Yeesh.
deep dig, bro. I know you're gonna
Heyo.
be 30 this year, but ouch. Anyway, I think New Gardens was better.
It definitely was, but it's still a good one. I'm curious to see some of the other ones
Okay.
that come. Like, yeah, I want to see a Marcus Ericsson. I'm hoping for a Palou. And honestly, I think you need some vet in there, either willpower, that'd be kind of fun,
Yeah.
or
What
Scott
about
Dixon.
Dixon. Dixon would be great.
I think Power has better personality.
Maybe. Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. I'm sure they're coming.
Yep. Anyway, moving on. So, Steven, you had everyone in IndyCar and how many seasons they've had?
Yep. So
Okay.
we already knocked out Ericsson is in this will be year 6. This is the year they're going into.
Okay.
So Ericsson's going into year 6. Who did I say? Power's going into year 21.
I want to guess Dixon.
Scott Dixon. Okay, I do have Scott Dixon's here.
23.
This one's kind of weird though, because I don't think they counted kart years necessarily.
Oh, did they not? So, okay, if they
I
didn't
don't-
count kart
I don't
years,
know.
that only
Yeah, hang
starts
on.
in like 2008, 6 maybe?
Yeah, I will double check this.
Because, yeah,
So
I
what-
feel like
what-
he's been, I want to say like 23. No, sorry, 22. I want to say 22.
Okay. Or so no, they did include
His kart
kart
years?
years. Sorry.
Okay,
Yeah.
so obviously I'm
Well, at
wrong
least-
with that.
well,
Taylor,
at
what do you
least
think for
Dixon's
Dixon?
Kart years. Dixon's got his kart years in here. Right.
How many
Yeah.
years he's been in IndyCar?
Yeah.
What year
year
is
is he
this
going
for
into?
Scott Dixon?
What year is the first Scott Dixon?
No.
Yep.
What year is he going into? I was like,
Oh, what year is he going into?
what year in his IndyCar career is this? I said 22, and that's wrong.
Yeah.
22. It's
You
wrong.
can guess again
I'm gonna say-
because we did confirm that it includes his kart years.
Okay, year 26.
Okay.
25.
Year 25.
Ha, Price is Right rules. That's insane. Quarter century. Holy shit.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
It's a
Okay,
little
wow.
insane.
Yeah.
New
Give us a couple more.
Garden.
Year 8. I don't know how old he is. He's in his 30s, isn't he?
Yes.
Yes, I believe he's 32.
I'm going to guess this is going to be his
Right.
13th season.
13th?
He is 35 this year.
Oh, wow.
He's
Okay, so I'm way
34
off.
right now.
14th season.
This is his 14th season.
Boom.
Oh, okay.
Graham Rahal.
Oh.
I'm like mildly convinced Sean has it open on the other screen.
Actually,
Considering-
no, it's fantastic.
Considering he's on his second guess, he's gotten it right both times.
Yeah, sus. I'm gonna let Sean guess first this time, and
That's
then I'll
fine.
price is right.
I'm going to go with Ray Hall. 16th.
17th.
19th.
Oh my god.
He looks like a baby in the year one photo.
That's amazing. Okay.
Wow.
Jesus
See?
Christ.
Not cheating. Not cheating.
Okay. Okay.
Colton Herta.
Okay, Herta came
Oh.
in.
'Cause this one broke my brain a little bit.
7th year?
I'm trying to go back from the math. Look, he won with Harding at Coda. When was Coda on the schedule? I'm pretty sure it was 2018 was his first season, I thought. So I want to say
That's
it's
6
his.
years.
So that'll be going into his 7th year.
It is his 7th year. He has one more year than Marcus Ericsson.
Yep.
Wow. So we were both right. I said
You were
7,
both right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were both right.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
you guessed right, and I had to figure out the math and got right. Way to go.
I know, but the problem is that I quite literally forgot what I had said.
Oh my gosh.
2 seconds ago.
See, that's just old age. Like, you're making fun of us hitting 30. Like, you've already hit 60, apparently. You jumped us.
We know this already.
I
But
know.
anyway.
Okay,
I'm
two
the
more.
granny
Two more,
of the
Steven.
group.
Well, I only have one more driver.
Okay, let's do one
so-
more then.
And it's the guy we were just talking about, Alex Palou.
Hello.
Oh.
3 championships. How many years,
You
or
know what? I think I know this one.
what year is he going into?
I think he is in year 8.
Year 9.
Year 5.
Holy
What?
shit, really? That's absurd.
What?
Yep.
Because he.
And he's a 3-time IndyCar champion? Are you serious? Wow.
Well, I think we failed this one.
COVID has aged.
Oh,
Damn.
right, COVID.
That was a thing.
See, you know-
anyway.
Those years quite literally have deleted in my brain. Anything between
don't
the years
count.
of like 20, it's like nothing.
Like, yeah, we're
Oh my
turning 30,
God.
but really we're turning 28 because COVID years don't count. So,
Yeah.
Okay, whatever you tell yourself.
of course, that's what I tell myself. It's more fun that way.
Yeah, that's true.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dale Coyne rookie in 2020.
I thought it was like 2018 or 19 with Dale Coyne. I didn't know it was that. It was only 2020. Damn.
He tested an IndyCar in July 2019 at Mid Ohio.
Unreal.
So maybe that's what you're thinking of.
Maybe.
And then he went to Chip Ganassi, and the rest is history.
Damn. Okay. That's impressive. It's gonna be nuts.
Little
When he gets his
scary.
4th this year in his 6th season.
We'll see. We'll see.
Though I'm pretty sure Bourdais rattled off 4 in a row when he came into kart or Champ Car back in, what was it? I want to say like, it was like 06 maybe. No, because that went to merge in 08. Anyway, he did something similar where he just rattled off a bunch of championships off the bat and then never won again. So maybe Palou will end up having that kind of curse in his career.
Champ Car World Series champion with Newman Haas in 2004, 2005,
4, 5, 6.
6, and 7.
Listen, I got my facts right. I just don't have the years right. It's close enough. It's like my math skills. It's close enough.
Whatever you say to make yourself feel better.
Usually it's you're doing your best while I cry in the mirror.
Jesus Christ.
Why is it so
End it.
dark?
And
End it. On that note, end it.
fantastic note, thank you very much for listening to this week's episode. We will be back next week to cover all things motorsports again. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you for tuning in to the Spare Parts Racing Podcast. Remember to subscribe so you don't miss an episode, and follow the show on Twitter at Spare Parts Racing. That's Spare Parts RACIN, and on TikTok at Spare Parts Pod. Follow the hosts at Sean Chavarella, at Stephen Clary, and at Tay Moore.